New World server merges are just not coming quick enough. New World has now been out for about a month and a half, and quite a lot of people have left. I think I saw a figure that the numbers have dropped from maybe around 1 million peak players to about 300,000. Now you might be thinking, the game's dead, what are you talking about, Jay? There is inevitably some kind of drop off when a new game launches. People just get fatigued, bored, maybe realise it wasn't for them. Unfortunately, that means there are servers out there right now that are only getting 400, 500 people playing at peak time. Now this is going to cause some real problems for those players especially. Yes, you could server transfer, but that only makes it worse for some of the people who don't want to transfer. Maybe they are in a company that owns a territory, etc. But the people who are left on that server, well, you're going to struggle to play Outpost Rush. I believe some servers literally only 1 or 2 games of it may have ever been played, and that's a good source for gold as well, so without it, that's a problem. And quite frankly, the wars are going to get a little bit stale. It's going to be the same people playing against the same people, and there's just not going to be enough intrigue and interest for those players playing on that server. There's also a question of whether or not they can even actually afford the territories, because if you have a territory you've got to pay an upkeep and there's not enough tax being generated, then that could lead to all kinds of problems. Now I myself transferred from a dying server to one that is actually pretty damn full and actually has queues at peak time. So this isn't an issue that I'm personally affected by right now, but if I'd stayed on that other server, I can't help think that I'd be in the position where there weren't very many Outpost Rushes and the wars would have been boring and repetitive. Now Amazon have actually come out and said, hey, yeah, server merges are on the agenda, but it's not something we're going to rush into. And that's because they've had a lot of issues with bugs and stuff like that, and they don't want to generate more. That sounds reasonable, but the people who are on these servers that are essentially dead or dying, but for some players it's actually just going to be too late and you're going to hemorrhage players that you wouldn't otherwise have lost. And even when the server merges do come, well, that opens up another can of worms beyond just the technical feat of merging the servers. Do both servers lose their territories and region control, or is there going to be like one main server and then you're just going to like append another server and that server is going to lose all of its stuff but the main server isn't? Well, that doesn't seem particularly fair. Is it a complete wipe? These questions we don't really know the answer to right now. I believe the World Group, I can't remember the exact name of it in game, is basically saying, hey, these are the servers we're going to merge together and that's why you can't create multiple characters on them. Now that does limit Amazon's options really, and that can cause a few different problems. Yes, they're probably just going to base this on pure numbers from the start. I think they're going to look at a server that says like, oh, okay, at peak time you've got 1,000, at peak time you've got 1,000. Well, we want peak time to be about 2,000. You guys are getting merged. But in that server World Group thing, it does not servers like that. Well, you might end up with one server that's got like 1,000 and then another that's got like 500, and you merge them and it's not quite exactly where you want to be. So whether or not that's something they can actually overcome in future, maybe they'll be able to merge outside of that world set, who knows. And then one question is, are they going to be able to merge based on the faction population? Like if one's pure green and one pure purple, it would make sense to merge them and let them fight. But if you can't do that because you're set on this World Group thing and the populations of the servers don't actually align either, then you're not really going to be able to utilize that to fix some of the faction imbalance. All in all, I do not envy Amazon's task here, but I know that the longer they wait, the players who can't play Outpost Rush are going to get a little bit fatigued and a little bit annoyed, and they're probably going to leave the game. And if you like New World, you pretty much want people to be playing it and enjoying it, so that they make more and better content in the future. And I fear that the longer that they leave server merges, the more risk we have of people leaving. However, the opposite is also true. The sooner and quicker they do it, the more risk they have with bugs and stuff like that. So they're in a little bit of a catch-22, but it's definitely an issue I think needs addressing pretty damn quickly. If you like this video, then do press the like button. If you want to see more New World content, then do subscribe as well. Have a most beautiful day. Goodbye.